Yeah, no, just why would we do something that makes sense and works? Why would we not make it as complicated as I have to and ruin all these great plans I had? Anyway, hey, hi ho, and howdy everyone. My name is Shannon Olshook, and welcome once again. And by once again, I mean not again at all, except for kind of a little, because it is more Rwby, and that's always a good thing. But I've never done this before. We're gonna now because it's cool. Anyway, yeah, so we have a little something special. We're doing the soundtrack reaction to Volume 6, like I said I was gonna do a while back, and then haven't gotten around to it yet. And there's actually a couple reasons why I hadn't. Mostly it came down to just being stuck busy doing other things. And the other big thing was I very specifically wanted to wait for Flint of Rwby to put out all of his lyric videos that he was going to do, because that man is good at what he do, and I really appreciate him, and I would rather have access to lyrics if I'm going to be watching, especially since I had this other thing planned that I was going to do. But you know what? Why would we ever do anything that makes sense? OBS, you sassy program, you. Yeah, it literally has not worked at all with me. So we're not actually going to do what I had originally planned to do. We're going to have to do a slight addendum to it. Not crazy, but a little bit. Anyway, yeah, so I wanted to wait for him to get his stuff out because I want the lyrics as right as they can be, and he gets them straight from the old horse's mouth. Sorry for calling you a horse, Jeff. Anyway, yeah, so it's something I've been waiting for a little bit, and used pretty fast about a few of them, but then RTX, I realized, RTX happened exactly when the fucking soundtrack dropped or whatever. It was right around the same time, so then trying to deal with both those things at once, so I appreciate what he's managed to get out. He still has not gotten out Indomitable or Foreverfall as of recording this, I don't believe. If he does, they're hidden somewhere. I ain't seen them. So it's fine because I'm going to be hitting these songs 2 at a time. So it's not too big a deal. They're going to be slightly different handled this way anyway. Because the way I wanted to do it is I wanted to actually go through each song twice. I wanted to do one just quick listen through to hear it and just kind of, to react, as one might say. It's almost like that's the whole point. Yeah, basically to do that, and then the idea was to then go at it again a second time around, specifically just looking at the lyrics and talking about them as we go along. Obviously, I've mentioned it a bajillion goddamn times before. That's a slight exaggeration, but only by 3. Bajillion. Anyway, yeah, so I am not a particularly analytic person at all, but I adore Rwby. I adore Rwby, and I can talk about it for fucking forever. I adore it. I adore its characters. I adore its songs. And when you think about it, those things all like to connect together, and that's great, and I love it. So, I think that's still the plan. I am still going to listen to the song on the first go through, purely just yeah. And then I want to go through it again, specifically just staring down the lyrics and talking about them as they go. And that's what I'm going to do. The issue is OBS is terrible. And I'm dying, apparently. OBS is kind of terrible, and it literally will not let me it won't record VLC, so I can't, pause it as we go, like I wanted to do, which was the whole point, because then I can talk about things as they're happening. But it hates me, and so does God. So, that's where we are right now. I'm going to not pause it, I guess. Maybe I could, but I'm going to have to point out the times when I do. Maybe if it's something super important, I think I will. Yeah, so apparently I will not be doing that. So I'm effectively just going to be listening to the songs twice each and talking about it as best I can. I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys are cool with that. That means I'm actually going to do a couple different videos of this. I think I'm going to break them up into 2 apiece. We'll have, especially since I believe there's 8, we can have the first 2, which I'm going to be doing here right now, which will be Rising and Miracle. Next up, I believe the intention was I was going to do Lionize and One Thing, God, I'm so excited for those. And then the next two will be Big Metal Shoe and Nevermore. And since, again, because they're the last two out, I will do Forever Fall and, Indomitable. It also works because those are the two songs that are going to rip my soul in twain. So it's just going to be the Cry video. So that's going to be fun. Yeah. Anyway, that is the plan. I am sorry for the little bit long intro, but if you guys are familiar with my channel, you know it could be worse. There's a reason why my nickname in the Discord is 43-minute long intro. That's a lie. It's 43-minute intro. I can't fit long in there. Anyway, that's what she said. Anyway, God, okay. Point is, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to watch Rising first. Listen to Rising first. I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna listen to it. Yeah, so I'm gonna do one quick once through. I might give a quick little rundown of what I'm thinking, and then we will go through it again, actually kind of giving a good look at the lyrics and talking about specific parts of it I like, and maybe what it means for the show or the characters, if such a thing is applicable. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. Again, Rising, we have the we have the Volume 6, OP. So this is neat. Let's do this. We're going to get started here in 3, 2, 1, go. I've been waiting for this for so long. I have not listened to anything that wasn't in the song, wasn't in the volumes. I haven't. I didn't even listen to Nevermore yet. I skipped it in the reaction, and I haven't listened to it since. And I'm so excited. No hope, no path. You got a dream to catch, cannot wait. Trust the way we're made. The sparrows born to fly the mountain's tower. River knows to reach the sea. Rain will help the flowers bleed. Bleed? No, that's not what that is. God damn it. The one thing too is actually going through and listening to this, or not listening, setting this all up. I sat here for like an hour trying to figure it out before it failed. It's one of my favorite lines. God, I love group music. I was listening to it, and I saw the thumbnail for One Thing, and it reminded me of the song. So the entire time I was trying to figure this out, I just had that same part of that song running in my head the whole time. Let's do this. Hit me with the newness. Ooh, it's tasty, Casey. That's a good way to be. Respect this. I'm a loveman myself. A good old-fashioned Jeff guitar solo is the thing that makes life worth living. That, and, like, Mitru. But that's, like, those are the two things. God, I love this show, man. I'm so excited. I saw all this stuff for Volume 7 that's coming up. Oh, fuck. I fucking love this song. I mentioned it before too. This is absolutely my favorite. intro song, and this is not heard of at all. I fucking I'll talk about it instead. Together someday soon, we're rising like the moon. Every time I ever talked about anything pertaining to Volume 6 in like the Discord or anything, it would be me just screaming, we're rising like the moon. Oh my god, that was dope. That's awesome. Yeah, like I was saying, for me, I absolutely think that Rising is 100% my favorite of the intro songs out of all of them. Like, I love a lot of them. The original is a classic, obviously. It's always been a real difficult one for me to decide between 2 and 4. And 4, it took a minute for me to get into. 4, I always liked. Let's Just Live. I always liked it, but I didn't really connect with it until a bit later on. It's kind of the same way with Red Like Roses Part 2. Red Like Roses Part 2 and This Life Is Mine are my 2 favorite songs out of anything, period. Fuck, I don't give a damn who you are, musician, fuck it, those 2 songs. But it wasn't always like that. Like, I keep wanting to say Let's Just Live. This Life Is Mine was one that I would always jump back to, and it would be like, yeah, that's my favorite. But it wasn't until a bit later on that I actually started connecting with Red Like Roses Part 2. And now, I literally cannot listen to that song without crying. As soon as Sandy starts singing, it is impossible. I just immediately start to fucking lose it. I cannot express to you how much I love that song. Point is, the reason I brought that up was because I wanted to say how, like, again, Let's Just Live was one of those songs that didn't immediately sit with me. Like, it was never bad, and I always liked it, and because there ain't nothing Rwby I don't like, except for the one time Blake didn't punch the Wolf Boys, Fox, whatever. Point is, she should have punched him. Anyway, I'm very talkative. Anyway, but yeah, no, there was a song that I didn't immediately fall in love with. I liked it, but I never really fall in love with it for a while. But when I eventually did, it quickly became like one of my favorites. And I think I still think 2 and is it Time to Say Goodbye? I think that I think. What is the title of the first? I feel like a bad Rwby fan for not immediately being able to remember the time. Anyway, point is, Time to Say Goodbye is always been my favorite, and then eventually Let's Just Live kind of tied itself up with that as my favorite. And then, again, Rising rose to the occasion, and then proceeded to just kick my dick in. My musical dick, ear dick, what am I talking about? Point is, I really like that. And the other thing I wanted to mention that I put off for a sec is one of my absolute favorite things in music in general, but especially in Rwby music. And it's part of the reason why This Life Is Mine is so fucking powerful, for me anyway. It's the exact same reason Let's Just Live is so fucking powerful for me. And goddamn Time to Say Goodbye, because they all do it, is they would do it to a different degree. That's not fair. This Life Is Mine does a different version of it. But it's the switch from one very specific kind of song to being very different. And then usually coming back again. Again, with This Life Is Mine, it more just jumps up and then jumps up again. But like Let's Just Live goes along with its very triumphant moment, and then it hits a fucking cliff, drops down, and makes you really goddamn sad because it reminds you that Monty and Pyrrha are not with us anymore. And it's really hard to listen to, and it's beautiful and it's sweet. And it's one of my favorite things about any Rwby soundtrack is the end of that bit where Casey starts bringing in the creepy, haunting singing of sadness that makes my heart want to die, but also in a really nice way. But anyway, does that, and then brings us back into the song. That kind of shit is amazing to me. And again, I think Time to Say Goodbye did the same thing with the where instead of doing the where it reminds us of this sadness, it dives off of a cliff and starts to show the kind of feelings of doubt and worry about, you know, are we doing this for any real good reason, or is someone else just pulling the strings? That little bit there, the one that made us go like, oh, well, what is Ozpin? You got something to say, boy? And he had all the things to say, but he didn't say any of them. Point is, those parts of those songs are some of my favorite bits, and I love that in music in general, especially in Rwby soundtracks. And again, this had that. With that little bit in the middle, I'll talk about it when we go back. We're gonna do one small run through, but I really liked it, especially since it's that same idea, but it's done differently, and it's always seemingly done differently. Like the first time, again with Time to Say Goodbye, it's that very like worried, confused, what is like self-doubt sort of thing, and then onward to Let's Just Live, it's this, you know, feeling of, yeah, shit sucks, people died, that's not good, and that's the worst part too, is like, it's people died and it wasn't just fiction for, you know, the Rwby and everyone in there. And again, that's the part I'm really scared about for this volume's OST, is getting to Indomitable, because I'm expecting that's going to be very much I'm sure it's going to obviously have its relations to the characters and the story and such as well, but that's also fairly easy to see and or at least assume there's a lot of Monty in that, if for no other reason than that quote that everyone loves to show off from the Mans. And it's a hard thing to deal with, and it's gonna kill me. That song already started to kill me when I watched the show proper. I'm expecting it's gonna be a bit worse when I'm actually hearing the rest of it. Worse in that good way, because I always appreciate the opportunity to think back on things he did. Because again, it's not about being sad that he's gone. It's about remembering what he did and being happy for it. And sometimes when you're happy, you still cry, and that's okay. Anyway, this is not about Indomitable. This is about Rising. Again, I loved it. We're gonna give it a quick more once through, and then we're gonna talk about a little bit what actually is going on in the song. It seems to be fairly self-explanatory, but we will do it again just to go back through it. Anyway, let's do this and then do that and bring it back. Okay, sorry, I have to trying to piece this together as a thing. Anyway, we're gonna start it here again with Rising, our second run through real quick, in 3, 2, 1, go. And anyway, again, like I didn't mention it before, but I'm gonna try and put a little thing at the very beginning. I'm going to make sure to put timestamps in the comments and description about when the different songs each time are going to be started. Again, there's only 2 per thing, but obviously I'm wasting a significant amount of time on them. Got a dream to catch. I'm sorry that I am tone deaf too. I realized this a little while ago. It's horrible. I especially learned it when I was making the cover of Home, the one where I still kept Casey's vocals in, because if I didn't, your ears would bleed. I needed Casey to save me. Casey, you saved me. Thank you. But yeah, no. When I did that, I noticed I cannot sing at all, which is a shame because I adore music. We'll find our way and we'll catch that dream together someday soon. We're rising like the moon. I fucking love this one so much. Volume 7. Because like I like this too. It's very different. When I first listened to this part, I was calling out Casey, and my brain immediately went, "That's not Casey. It doesn't sound like Casey at all." Especially with the more recent volumes, it feels like her. Like, she's always had really nice range, but it feels like more and more she's hitting these weirdly, unexpectedly mature angles in songs, and it just, I'm not expecting it, and I'm like, that doesn't even sound like Casey. And that's, but like in a good way, because when it doesn't sound like Casey, that's a little sad, but like, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I really do like it. Like a whole song that very much exemplifies the idea of like, hey, you're born as you are, and you know what you can be, so be it. Grow into it. You know, carve out your path. Set yourself on the road to success, even if you gotta lose an arm or something in between there. Fucking this part, yeah, man. It's that same idea, but it's very different. Instead of being more toned down, it's a lot more up. Paragon's virtue and glory. Goddamn right you is, Rube. That one hurts me a little bit. Infinite in life and unbound by death. Is that what the I'm trying to remember what the quote is that Pyrrha, because it's a reference to Pyrrha explaining, or to Jean. Or at least that's exactly what that sounds like. And Lord knows those motherfuckers love to be referential as fuck, and I love you for it. You're beautiful. You're not watching this, but if you were, you're amazing. I'm so glad to finally be in this. I'm so mad I wasted an hour on something that didn't work. But yeah, I'm so excited. Anyway, let's get Miracle lined up here real. Cease. I'm not ready yet. But anyway, yeah, so I don't have too much more to say about Rising, but obviously it's a very much a song of, accepting who you are, finding your way, pushing forward, and rising to the occasion, if you will. And there ain't nothing these girls do better than rising no goddamn occasions. They're good, man. I love it. Need to suddenly want to rewatch all of Volume 6. Damn. I just got the DVD. Finally came in. I got the set again. We're all back together. What if they're going to do another Steelbook? Because I really like that Steelbook. I had to give away all my old DVD. I didn't have to give them away, but they kind of got messed up, so I gave them to my younger siblings. Especially since I got the Steelbook now. So that was what I did. You didn't ask. Anyway, now we are going to jump into Miracle. This is why I broke these up into smaller videos, because they're still going to be 30-minute long videos reacting to 4-minute long songs. Please remember to put those timestamps in there, Shannon. Anyway, we are going to jump into Miracle. This was the... Why? I didn't ask. Get off my screen. What's wrong with you? Anyway. This was the song that started playing during the fight on the train against the Sphinx and the Manticores. So that's neat. Is Manticores the right word, or is it Manticore for the plural? I don't know how that works. It's probably Manticores, but it also sounds like it could be plural on its own. It sounds like one of them is like one of those. It sounds like deer. But you'd be like, that's the deer. You don't say deers. See the. Okay, we're gonna move on. This is not relevant to the current conversation. Point is, that was when the song played. So let's jump into it, man. Okay, we're gonna start it here in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. This is nice art too. I always love the art that Flint picks out for these videos. And so, another huge thing. There's obviously links to his channel in the description and stuff, and I just want to give a huge thank you to him for what he always does for, for the community. It's great. Tell it to me, Jeff. Tell it to me, good sir. Mr. Williams. That's sad. Hit me with this sadness. I've got a bit to go, from what I understand. At least a good, like, 4, 5, 6 volumes. We got some bit to go. Some shenanigans ahead. I really love the vibe of this one. Sad because like the last song is all about triumphing and kicking ass. But it's not called the Triumph though. That was last. But like that's about, you know, knowing where you are and having your place. This one is a bit. It's a bit more of a downer. That's the way it is, man. You can have your confidence belief, and sometimes you hit some. You still get reminded life is a difficult one. Very much fitting in with that previous song. I see what you've done there. That's clever. Again, referential bastards. Love it. About to cleave this boy in twain. Not yet. Ooh. Again, it's that same sort of thing. It's that part where it just like goes a little different way. Jeff and Casey do creepy bits like that so well. It's the reason I adore Lucis Mature and All Things Must Die. I'm so sad I want to go back and do reactions to all of the old OSTs despite the fact I've heard them a bajillion times. You guys can just sit there and listen to me go like, that smile would be great. I love that little do-do-do-do-do-do-do part of the piano. That's good. I like that. I don't even think I'm going to say too much before we jump into it again because I want to take an extra look at that. Again, it's one of those things where I doubt there's going to be too much I can say beyond you know, the general tone, and you don't need me to tell you that. But I do want to give it another listen through because I want to, you know, I want to just reabsorb that again. Especially I want to hear that part towards the end and the middle of the end. That would have been a very different title for, see, that was, you have the beginning of the end in volume 3, and then in volume 7 we'll have the middle of the end. Dumbest thing of. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna jump into this again real quick, and then I will do my best to give my thoughts. But again, there's not super much I can say. Anyway, we're gonna jump back in 3, 2, 1, go. So far, I definitely am preferring Rising, and I think, and it's always kind of been this way, is I think Miracle is probably going to be my least It's always been the one I was least specifically waiting for. And again, there has never been a Jeff Williams song that I don't like, flat out, ever. I love them, and I don't just like them all. I love them all. But there's obviously the one that you are the most excited in, or something like that, and the one that you're least excited in. And I think this was always kind of the one I was least excited in for this volume. Weirdly enough, the Triumph was the one for volume 5 for me. Everybody really, really loved that intro, and for a lot of people, it's their favorite. For me, I think it's probably my least favorite of all of them. And again, it's not knocking it at all. It's just all the other ones are that extra step above. And again, I really like the melody, the rhythm, the tone. I like the way this one hurts my eye, apparently. Again, very much a song about how things are difficult, but maybe there's a chance. Maybe we can find a way. We'll pull through. I believe it. It's gonna be difficult, though. Where's our happy ending? Life is on the line, and we wait here for a sign. Cancer's not good, boy. That's not the relevant part of this conversation, but it's not great. It's not fun. I'm not a fan. Not a great memories of my family, but you know how it is. Love that line. Again, I'm a sucker for the referential shit. It's such a small thing, but it does such a big impact on the soul. I think it's part of the reason I love Weiss's songs so much. Is number one, I adore Weiss. Best, fight me. But I think the other part of it is how much of it has that very consistent theme, especially with like the mirror and all of that stuff, the way it works. This is so weird. I don't know what I'm doing. I like that bit. Again, it's always like my favorite part of these songs. I love Again, it's just the one thing I do really like about this one is it has a very unique flow to it. I think it's part of the reason why actually Smile is like my favorite song of the last volume. I think it feels so unique. Well, which miracle is it, though? That sweet, tasty jongleur down there is what it is. I choose to believe it's just Maria. She is a miracle, isn't she? Maria, you're the best of us. Can't wait to see more of you. Anyway, yeah, again, it's one song that I wish I had more to say about, but I think it's fairly self-explanatory again. But I did enjoy it. Again, it may be my least favorite, or least... Again, it's hard to say least favorite. I have not heard more than 2 of them. But it might be the one I was least interested in, and it still may be. But I still really loved it. Even the one song that I'm like the least out of all of Jeff Williams' music, I still love. I literally could not tell you which one would be my least favorite. I honestly don't know. I'd have to actually fucking sit down and write out a goddamn map on how to figure this shit out, because it's too good, man. They're amazing. And that's the biggest thing I want to get across here is I fucking love Jeff and Casey and the things that they do. And that's the thing is too is I've been talking them up a lot, but it's not like they're the only ones who have input and put work into this. Like the man's Lamar Hall. I am personally not a rap guy at all. I never really have been. I grew up a lot around it, but it was never my thing. That being said, I still always love hearing Lamar pop up. Again, even though, again, I don't really care for the rap, I respect my mans jumping in there and being dope. Sounds ridiculous. I respect the mans jumping in and being dope. It's rather cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. And then Alex Abraham with more of the score stuff, if I remember correctly, that's more his specific thing. And again, from what I understand, I don't recognize the name off the top of my head, but Adrian, who apparently is alongside Casey in Nevermore, which I'm still everything else I'm so excited for. I think Big Metal Shoe would be the next one I'm personally least excited for, but everything else I'm fucking salivating to get to. First time I heard Lionize, I was like, I want it. One Thing, I'm a Neo fanboy. What do you want from me? I'm so excited. Nevermore, again, I love. From what I understand, I think that's supposed to be like a Bumblebee The Atom song in a way. So I don't know. I'm very interested to see how that goes. And again, Indomitable and Forever Fall are going to rip the soul from my body. As far as I know, those are the only ones I'm really intending to listen to. If I remember correctly, I don't remember exactly what was it. Is it Armed and Ready? I don't remember what was the acoustic for this volume. I don't remember which one got an acoustic version. I'll have to look that up after this. But I don't know if people would be interested in hearing me watch that. But I would do it if people cared. That's honestly the thing too, is I hope you guys enjoy this, because I've had so much fucking fun. I had way more fun doing this than I thought I was going to, and I thought I was going to love it. This has actually been really fun. Again, I'm really mad I couldn't pause because you suck. But yeah, this has been a great time. So I'm looking forward to doing more of these. And again, like I was saying earlier, I was like, I'd love to go back and do reactions to the other OSTs. Again, that's the thing, is I've already heard all those songs a bajillion times, but I would love to sit there and talk about them and be fucking geek out about them. Just bawl my eyes out at Red Like Roses Part 2. Boy, put that directly in my mouth. I don't. Anyway, that's where we're gonna end it here today. Again, I'm sorry that we're not doing more. Or you're very welcome, depending on your opinion. God, this was really fun. I really enjoyed this. I want to do more. But this is the only one I'm going to do for this time. I don't know how often these are going to come out, but again, I'm going to try and... It sounds like we're going to have 4 of these, and I'm going to put them out 2 at a time. The next 2 I think I want to do is going to be Lionize and One Thing. Because I want to talk to you about some sweet bully boy, and I want to talk to you about some sweet ice cream lass lady. I don't know. Point is, I'm very excited for those 2. I'm excited for all of them, as you guys know. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please give it some love. I will do what I can to get the next one out to you as soon as I can. I don't know if that's going to be later this week or next week or what's going to happen. But I'm going to do what I can to get them out. Anyway, and until then, guys, I will see you guys next time, place, somewhere else. Be anywhere but here. Because I know I won't be. Yeah. Bye. Shoutouts again to everybody involved. Jeff, Casey, Alex, Lamar, Adrian, the man's Flint. Y'all are amazing.